Happy New Year. And 2020, kind of crazy, right? Kind of wild. And we may have had certain struggles. Maybe we even experienced grief, not only in losing somebody, but in the things that we couldn't get to do. Or maybe we've lost a job. And so there is this expectation that maybe 2021 will be a little bit better. And so I want to say that as a happy new year kind of thing, that there is hope, and not just an optimistic hope, because sometimes we equate optimism with hope. That's certainly a part of it, but there's something more to hope. A hope grounded in God recognizes that God is still working with us, that God is trying to bring peace and joy out of the worst circumstances, out of death, out of destruction, out of pain, that God is still at work in our lives. And so as we start into 2021, let's incorporate that kind of hope. Because we are reminded now as we go forward, as we begin to look more towards Lent and Easter, that love cannot die. That no matter how complicated, no matter the challenges that we experienced in 2020, that love still existed. And maybe we even had those moments where we learned new things, where we had these beautiful lessons. Maybe we figured out what we valued, what we could do in life, what really mattered. And so how do we begin to take that into this brand new year? How might we begin to take up practices that cultivate those lessons learned, that helped us get through the great challenges that maybe we're still going through it? What are the things we need to take into 2021 along the lines of a hope grounded in God, grounded in the fact that God has not left us, that God is still trying to bring peace and joy, still working in our lives, in our community's life, and in the world's life? And sometimes we try to focus on everything that's wrong, all the problems of the world, but how might we be part of building something new, something wonderful, something that gives life, not only to ourselves, but everyone around us? And so as we think about that hope, if hope is God bringing about peace and joy into our lives, working through us, guiding us, how do we become part of that work? And so over the next year, my goal is to kind of help us in that, to equip us in holding on to that hope, to living that hope, and creating something new. And so you might find new things coming out online that kind of equips us for that journey. And so my hope is that you go with me in this, that you go with me in this work of being grounded in God, that we go on this journey together to experience God's abundant love and to bring about peace and joy for our lives. Because peace and joy don't happen by being bystanders. They happen because we cultivate it, because we take up certain practices, because we equip ourselves, because we make particular decisions. And so I encourage you to take that journey with me and to invite anybody else along for that. May we journey together this year in bringing about peace and joy that God is so diligently working towards every day in all of our lives. Happy New Year.